Now at 6, doggy jams and the Pigskin Pig Out happening at the same time. We'll take you live to both events.
We're also following up on last night's severe weather. A look at all the damage from across the state.
And the Japanese Prime Minister is in North Carolina today. The sites he's visiting that's creating jobs.
And the Special Olympics returns to Lenore County. What organizers are saying about the importance of these spring games. Those stories and more are coming up in less than 1 minute.
Now, it's your forecast first from Storm Team 9.
Outside today, a completely different day of weather compared to yesterday when we had all the severe weather moving through. The sunshine was back out, but unfortunately the winds are still strong. Those winds coming in out of the west, southwest, depending on location, and that helped to push our temperatures into the 70s. But we are tracking some strong thunderstorms already beginning to refire. We've been talking about the potential for a disturbance swinging in later tonight, and a few severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect just a few counties to our west. We will monitor as that disturbance moves in this evening, but behind it, nice weather for the weekend. We'll have the details coming up. The longest running newscast in the East starts now.
On your side, this is WNCT 9 News at 6.
It is a big weekend here in Greenville, bringing in thousands of people for a couple of major events. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Ken Watlington.
And I'm Angie Casada. We have it all covered for you right here on WNCT. 9 on your side's Davis Supis is live from the Pigskin Pig Out as cooks are getting ready to start smoking the pigs for the contest in hopes to win that big prize tomorrow.
But we start with our Gabby Sartori. She's live at Doggy Jams. DJ Diesel is on the stage this afternoon. You know him as Shaquille O'Neal. And Gabby, a lot of fun out there so far.
Ken, Angie, this atmosphere is unbelievable, and as it should be with Shaq on stage right now, but he's no stranger to Greenville. He was here back in 2022 in front of a crowd of 7,000 people. From what the crowd looks like right now, we could definitely be hitting that number right now. But before pulling off an event like this, there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. This Supdog staff has been here since 10 o'clock this morning, and the stage crew was getting things into gear as early as 4 o'clock this morning. I spoke with Supdog's owner, Brett Oliverio, and a staff member. They say the work is well worth it.
You know, it's not a big money-making event for us. In fact, I mean, the costs are endless. So we really do it for our brand and for marketing and just for ECU students and the community as a whole.
I really wanted to see Shaq live because I like him as a DJ and as a basketball player. So I'm expecting the best. I'm really excited.
The event started at 3 this afternoon with fans beginning to line up an hour before the event. And before DJ Diesel took the stage, Murder Beats warmed up the crowd with the opening act. Now there's a lot of excitement on stage, but off stage there's a lot of excitement as well for those local food vendors. They've been able to benefit off this event by selling their goods. However, those Supdog staff members aren't letting anyone walk away without a Sup Crush in hand. Live in Greenville, Gabby Sartori, 9 on your side.
All right, Gabby, thanks. And the 39th annual Pigskin Pig Out is happening tonight and into tomorrow. Now your side's Davis Supis is there. Davis, any barbecue there yet you can try out?
Hey there, Ken. Unfortunately, I have not gotten to dig into any barbecue yet, but that's because they've been setting up. And this 2024 Pigskin Pig Out, they got all the fixings. We got decorations on this side. Down here, we got all this food. They just spread it out. And right over here, we got this impressive rig for Master Chef Stanley Nichols. Now, the chefs actually had a meeting just a little bit earlier to go over some of the regulations for the cookout that's happening at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And after the cookout, a winner will be announced at 10 a.m. with our very own Brian Bailey. And after a winner is announced, they'll be able to sell all this amazing food that makes this event so special every year. But I'm going to bring in Master Chef Stanley Nichols. Stanley, welcome. It's a pleasure to be here with you at the Pigskin Pig Out. We got a big weekend. It's been over 20 years since you've been here. Tell me a little bit about your expectations for this weekend.
Well, we just want to have fun with our pirate friends and our family here and business partners I'm involved with. And we just came out to have some good food tonight and fellowship and enjoy the Pirate Fest.
Absolutely, and as you can see, everybody behind us, they're all pretty excited. They're ready to go. We got quite an impressive rig behind you, too. Tell me a little bit about this rig we got behind us.
I had this rig built in Houston, Texas by a company called Pitmaker. Took about 6 months to build, and I had a friend go pick it up, which was like 19 hours bringing it back. and got back about a couple weeks ago, and we're going to enjoy it. This is going to be our tailgate wagon this year for football.
Absolutely, and hopefully it's a successful wig, a winning rig this weekend, and best of luck to you this weekend, Stanley. It's a pleasure getting to talk to you, and we're going to send it back to you guys live in Greenville. Davis Supis, 9 on your side.
All right, Davis, thanks so much. Now, the Pigskin Pig Out is part of the ECU football Purple Gold Spring Game. That's happening tomorrow at 1 o'clock inside Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. Before that, though, at 10:30 tomorrow morning, you have a chance to meet some of the Pirate football players. They'll be signing autographs at the Taft Family Plaza. Then at noon, the gates open to the stadium. If you can't make it out there, make sure you join us on WNCT.com at noon for our Pirate Spring Game pregame special. Several coaches will join us, including Pirate head coach Mike Houston. All of this happening tomorrow. WNCT, the official television station of East Carolina Athletics.
We're continuing to follow up on last night's severe weather here in eastern North Carolina. We're hearing of some reports of some minor damage, but nothing too major. So that's some good news. Also some great news. Power is back on for areas that were in the dark last night. And we have a map here on your screen across eastern North Carolina. That means very few outages to report tonight. This was a different scene, though, 24 hours ago when thousands were in the dark in Carteret County. And staying in Carteret County in Morehead City, one person is dead after police say a car crashed after a heavy downpour last night. They say it happened just before 11:30 on U.S. Highway 70 near the state port. Investigators believe the Ford Ranger was speeding, causing the truck to hydroplane. And they say the driver, 35-year-old Anthony Morris II, overcorrected, causing the truck to roll over. They also say he was not wearing a seatbelt and was thrown from the car. He died there at the scene. This crash, of course, is still under investigation.
And other areas across the state getting some severe weather last night. That included a tornado in Wilkes County. We start, though, in the Triangle. Downed trees knocked out power to some 4,000 people in Wake County at one point yesterday. We first told you about those outages yesterday. Cleanup is still happening there today. And further west in Wilkes County, the National Weather Service says an EF1 tornado ripped through downtown Wilkesboro last night. They say that tornado had winds of about 105 to 110 miles per hour and was on the ground for about 2 miles. Someone who lives in downtown Wilkesboro says it was a horrifying experience not knowing what was going to happen.
The unknown is very scary always, and I didn't know how the extent of it or how it was going to turn out. I did know that God was looking after me, and whatever happened, he was going to be with me, but it was still terrifying.
Some apartments in Wilkesboro don't have roofs on them anymore. Some people there are having to stay in hotels until they can find somewhere more permanent to live.
The Japanese Prime Minister is touring North Carolina today, seeing the impacts of the major investments Japanese companies are making here. During a formal state lunch earlier today, Governor Roy Cooper and the Prime Minister talked about the importance of the relationship between North Carolina and Japan. They're seeing that firsthand as they toured Toyota's new electric vehicle battery plant in Randolph County. The company is creating about 5,000 jobs. They're also visiting the Honda Aircraft Company in Guilford County. The Prime Minister is also using this as an opportunity to highlight the challenges occurring internationally.
But freedom and democracy are now under threat around the world. Now is the time for Japan and the United States as global partners to work together with a strong resolve to protect freedom and democracy.
The Prime Minister also talked about the governor's trip to Tokyo last fall and how they'll work to maintain this relationship in the years ahead. And the wife of the Prime Minister of Japan visited students in Chapel Hill earlier today. Students in the Japanese language class at Chapel Hill High School got a chance to ask her questions in Japanese and learn more about her life. Many of the students say this gives them more of an appreciation for Japanese culture. After visiting with the students, the Prime Minister's wife toured the Duke Gardens in Durham.
Back here in the east tonight, Lake Forest Elementary School and D.H. Conley High School in Greenville are getting grants from the NC Green Power Solar and Schools program. This grant will go towards the installation of a solar-powered roof on both of the school buildings. The systems will each generate more than $2,000 worth of electrical power each year.
It takes everybody coming together. Of course, I got 38 more schools. I'm ready to go expand this a little bit to other programs, but that's just really key that we all work together.
This will add 2 more solar panels to the roof of each school. Once those are up, the schools will have a total of 5 panels. The grant also includes staff training and materials for science curriculums for each school. The Greenville City Council is approving an application for a grant that would help improve Woodlawn Park. The Accessible Parks grant would be worth $500,000 and would require the city to match $100,000. The city says the grant would help replace the park's existing playground equipment with updated inclusive equipment and add a multi-sports court, outdoor table tennis, and more. The grants awards will be announced in August.
Still ahead here on WNCT 9 News at 6. The party is on at Doggy Jams in downtown Greenville. We'll check back in live as DJ Diesel is on the stage.
Plus, Pirate Baseball is back in town this weekend. They're playing rival Charlotte right now. Sports Director Brian Bailey will have an update live from Clark LeClaire Stadium. That's coming up in sports in about 15 minutes.
And we're tracking a small disturbance across the state that's generating severe thunderstorms in a few counties. We'll talk about what it means for our local weather and look ahead to a gorgeous weekend coming up next.